1220 KBET.
Santa Clarita in the year 2000. Captain Jerry Conklin with the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station. As Santa Clarita's population grows to the year 2000, even if the growth rate is slow, I suppose we're going to see more crime in Santa Clarita by the end of the decade. Would that be a fair assumption?
Well, I think we're going to see across-the-board increases in all kinds of activity related to the Sheriff's Department. Crime is only part of what we do. There are a number of other activities that we're engaged in terms of search and rescue, keeping the peace, crime prevention, traffic. So crime is one slice of the pie. The increases across the board are going to come as a result of the increases in population throughout the greater Santa Clarita Valley area. There will certainly be increases within the city. I'm not sure how much that increase will be, but valley-wide, I'd make a layman's guess that we're looking probably at something in the order of 50,000 more citizens in the greater Santa Clarita area. That brings us up to around 210,000 folks. City population could be 170, 180,000, depending on what takes place. Crime-wise, we need to look backwards and see where we're at. If you want to look at our activity level, how many general cases we've had recently. In 1988, we had 11,000 plus sheriff's cases. We're projecting this year more than 17,000 cases. 5 years, that's a 51% increase in activity just in cases alone. In terms of traffic accidents, they're up from the 1988 year, projected this year, 5-year increase of 106%. That is a function of growth and the city finding itself stuck with a traffic grid that doesn't work, and they're desperately working to correct that. But in the meantime, until we get a grid laid down in the city that gives us ease of access throughout the area, we're going to continue to have traffic management problems. In terms of called for services, we had 22,000 calls in 1988. This year we're projecting some 45,000 calls for service. We don't see that diminishing at all. The community is very demanding of law enforcement service, and so far we've been able to meet the demand.
Captain Conklin, Santa Clarita has been rated as one of the safest cities for its size in the state and the nation. Do you see that changing?
Yes, I do, but that is more a function of the fickle nature of the numbers rather than something wrong in the city. It doesn't take much to get bumped in that so-called race, and it's nice to be able to say that you're the fourth safest city in the United States, the third safest in California. That's based on serious crime rate, collective serious crime rate. I suspect that we'll probably lose that place at some point in time. When, I'm not sure. As the city grows, there's going to be an ebb and flow in the kind of crime that we have here.
We're speaking with Captain Jerry Conklin with the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station. So, Captain, apparently an increase in crime seems to be inevitable as we look towards the year 2000 here in the Santa Clarita Valley.
What I really suspect is that our population will increase. I'm going to guess somewhere between 28-35% the next 7 years. I think we're going to have a concurrent increase in serious crime. But that means that the increase is spread out throughout the population base. So whether we have an increase, a per capita increase, and that's the way we measure it, and whether that is a significant increase, it remains to be seen. Right now, given our current funding level, we're right on the edge in the unincorporated area. The city is maintaining, and we hope that they'll be able to continue to maintain and even move ahead in putting law enforcement resources on the street. We don't seem to be losing ground at this time, but there are some problems with the crime rate. We're up this year as opposed to the national picture, which is going down, and I have some problems there. There are some quirky things when you look at crime rates. For example, homicides are off by 300% from 5 years ago. And the reason for that is that this used to be a well-known dumping area for bodies. People used to come to the Santa Clarita Valley and dump a lot of bodies. Now there are a lot of folks that live here, and there are a lot of eyes and ears and people to see things, and it's not safe for homicide suspects to come out and unload a body. They're too vulnerable to the criminal. Same thing with rapes. We used to have quite a bit of rapes in this area because it was desolate. There weren't people around. But that's changed, and rapes have gone down some 25% over that same 5-year period. Whether that will hold and will continue to show a decrease in rapes, I don't know. But robbery, burglary, and theft, those things associated with property crime, are up significantly. Robbery in the last 5 years is up 166%. Burglary is up some 39%, and theft is up another 30%. So arsons are down 42%. I can't explain that. That's something that the fire department probably has more insight on. So we're looking at a mixed bag. The year-to-year incremental increases in crime seem to keep pace with the year-to-year population increase.
Captain, what are some of the things that are positive that citizens, parents can do to minimize gang activity and crime here in Santa Clarita?
Pay attention to your kids, know where they're at, supervise them closely, be supportive of your kids, but don't be afraid to ask questions. Pay attention to them. Listen to your kids. Work and play with them. If there's a good family environment, we'll have a good community environment. And I think that's really the emblem of this community. It is a family-oriented community, and it takes its responsibilities with young people very seriously. And really, that's the core of the future. Remember, today's 10-year-old is tomorrow's 17-year-old when we're looking at the year 2000. Are those kids active in soccer and other kinds of youth activities? Are they taking advantage of the Boys and Girls Club, the Boy Scouts? Are they active with their families? Are they being supported in school? If those things are happening, we're going to have less of a problem down the road in the year 2000.
Thank you, Captain. Captain Jerry Conklin with the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station with his perspective on Santa Clarita in the year 2000.